Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Hector Navarro, and today I'm telling you everything you need to know about a comic book character who may be the inspiration for the bad guy in the upcoming MCU movie The Marvels. Dar-Benn is a Kree warrior revolutionary played by Zawe Ashton, but no one knows who the heck she is or anything the heck about her comic book iteration. But that's where I come in. I'm going to tell you literally everything there is to know about this Marvel Comics character, and you're going to tell me if you enjoyed me talking to you or not. So let's get into it. Firstly, Dar-Benn of Earth 616 in the comics is a male character, not a woman, but it looks like that's thankfully been updated for The Marvels as to better reflect the real-world ratios between men and women, and not deliver us yet another male villain character, which the MCU is always going to have an abundance of. Next, Dar-Benn was created by Ron Mars and Ron Lim, who were the writer and penciler behind Silver Surfer number 53 from 1991, where Dar-Benn first appeared. He was a Kree general who was extremely patriotic and conspired with other loyal Kree generals to publicly assassinate the puppet Kree Emperor Clumsy Foul-Up, who, to be fair, was a cartoonishly corrupt idiot. The Kree generals also planned to kill the traitorous Kree who kept Emperor Foul-Up on the throne, a Kree general named Dwi Zan. This was also during a really precarious time in Kree history in the comics, right after Thanos had used the Infinity Gauntlet to wipe out half of all life in the universe. This is why Silver Surfer 53 was an Infinity Gauntlet crossover. General Dar-Benn's plan as a pink Kree, which means that he had human skin tone, was to seize power after their planned assassination with fellow Kree General Dan, a blue Kree, which means he had a blue skin tone, so that there would be no racial conflict between the two classes of Kree people. But because either he or Dan couldn't be the one to deliver the killing blow because of the potential rejection by the other Kree peoples, they hired the Silver Surfer to be the one to do it. But what the Surfer didn't know is that the Kree planned to destroy him afterwards. The next day, Emperor Foul-Up was delivering an empire-wide transmission when the Silver Surfer arrived, blasting through various Kree security guards. Sorry guards, y'all got surfed. Then the Surfer made it to the Emperor, but General Dwi Zan stood in his way until the Silver Surfer silver smoked him. The entire time, the Surfer was lying and saying he was sent there by the Skrull Empire, so that the Kree people watching live wouldn't know that fellow Krees planned the whole assassination. After the Silver Surfer positively melted Clumsy Foul-Up, our two hero Kree generals arrived on the scene, Dar-Benn and Dan. These two Kree generals declare war on the Skrulls and fight off the Silver Surfer with their pretty impressive weaponry. Then the impossible seemingly happens. The Silver Surfer gets vaporized. This was part of that plan after all, so that Dar-Benn and his Kree co-conspirators leave no loose ends that could implicate them in the assassination. They declare to the Kree Empire that they'll take over leadership and then end the live feed. Then they gather up the Surfer's remains, take it down to basement level 10 in that very same building, where they meet another co-conspirator, Dr. K.R. Lin, who's a scientist that constructed and programmed a Silver Surfer robot to do their bidding. What a twist! It was a Silver Surfer robot the whole time. Then the Kree generals kill the scientist who built the robot to ensure no loose ends.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
So we won't actually see Dar-Benn for a while, but he will be leading the Kree people along with his blue Kree partner in crime in the background of Marvel Comics stories. One-shot energy, huh? Okay, I'll try it.
Oh yeah.
Whoa! What does One-Shot's Focus Chew do? Whoa. One-Shot really is all you need. Begin your transformation with One-Shot Energy today by going to oneshotenergy.com/newrockstars for 10% off your order. As we move into the next cosmic crossover storyline, Operation Galactic Storm, the Kree Supreme Intelligence begins to use his powers to manipulate the leaders of three major interstellar empires: the Kree, the Skrulls, and the Shi'ar. Those are the bird people usually associated with X-Men stories. This big floating green head implants the idea of creating a negabomb so massive it could wipe out a large enough interstellar empire into the minds of the leadership of the Shi'ar, and then mentally intensifies the prejudices of each of the empire's leadership to the point that the Kree, the Skrulls, and the Shi'ar all declare war on each other. The Kree leadership, Emperors Dar-Benn and Dan, along with Shi'ar Magistrix Lalandra, Lilandra are manipulated into a race to collect the components needed to actually make this bomb. And the Shi'ar eventually get one of the pieces needed, the deceased Kree superhero Captain Mar-Vel's Negabands, which allowed him to switch places across space with human Rick Jones. So then, in 1992's Avengers number 346, where the militaristic Kree were now at war with the matriarchal Shi'ar, the Avengers went to the heart of the Kree Empire, capital planet Kree-Lar, to try and prevent this galactic war from consuming everything. This lineup included Captain America Steve Rogers, Hercules, son of Zeus, Crystal of the Inhumans, Black Knight Dane Whitman, and Cersei of the Eternals. Elsewhere on Kree-Lar, we catch up to our Kree co-emperors, Eildan and Dar-Benn, who have upgraded from basic Kree general uniforms to lavish attire that befits those who would lead as two kings. They're just chewing out Supreme Accuser Ronin, and then we learn that Shi'ar agent, the Mad Deathbird and sister to Lilandra, has arrived on the planet. Then, the Kree Supreme Intelligence, who has been observing all the major moments so far, unveils his elite team of Kree warriors, Star Force, that includes Kree fighters like Captain Atlas, Dr. Minerva, and Korath the Pursuer. The Supreme Intelligence lies to Star Force and says the Avengers are there to assassinate the two Kree emperors. So the Avengers, with Cersei and Crystal rocking those sweet, bulky 90s jackets, fight off Star Force. And it's just fun to remember that there are two Marvel characters present who have both been played by Gemma Chan. When suddenly, in the midst of heated battle, sons of Pama, guardians of Sacred Hala, commanders supreme of the Imperial Kree Empire, Dar-Benn and Eildan arrive on the scene. They question the Avengers and even question Star Force, not recognizing all of those Kree warriors, and sentence them as well to death just because of the Emperor's perceived lack of security. But before that can be carried out, the Mad Deathbird, late Magistrix of the hated Shi'ar, shows up and straight murders Eildan. Then turns her attention to Dar-Benn, who faces his fate as a Kree soldier and spits on all things Shi'ar. Well, my dude, shouldn't have done that, because with a chunk, Deathbird stabs Dar-Benn right in the onomatopoeia, and our Kree character dies with empty boasts on trembling lips. After that, the scheming Supreme Intelligence takes over for leadership of the Kree and riles up his people to want revenge on the Shi'ar for their assassination of the former emperors. A life for a life. It is the Kree way, after all. Something we see after is that the minds of Dar-Benn and Eildan were absorbed into the Kree Supreme Intelligence, so that's morbid and gross. If you want to see how this all plays out, check out the comic book storyline Operation Galactic Storm. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of Dar-Benn. And there you have it, folks, the entire comics history of Dar-Benn, from his first appearance where he was fated to rule to his second appearance where he was fated to die. Will these stories inspire this new villain of the Marvels? That's up to you to speculate. Thanks for letting me talk about comics for you. Follow me over on Heroes Reforged on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. Bye!